I forgot to turn the music on. Okay, everybody, happy Thursday. And it's me, Irina, with Coach Elle together on another episode of our Love Connection. And today we are going to be talking to connect to self love. Elle, what does it mean to you?
Oh my God. I learned, I guess, a hard way, many years ago that the relationship that I had with my ex, it didn't work out because I really didn't love myself. And that's actually the foundation of having good relationships. And that's the relationship that you have with yourself, which part of it is self-love and self-care. If there is no self-love or self-care, then how can you love another person in any kind of interaction? It can be your even your siblings, or but in a partnership, a life you're looking to bring that life partner to your life. It's essential to get to that space of self-love and self-care.
I love what you shared. And can you just dive deeper? What does it mean, self love? Because we talk about it all the time and people hear about it, but maybe we just have to kind of unpack that concept. Toby, love you. It's great to see you. I miss
Totally.
you.
So the self-love is um, it's a self-discovery, basically understanding who you are and what your needs are. If you don't know what your needs are and the emotions, and you don't befriend your emotions, then they're all kind of hand in hand. uh, it goes to that place of self-love. So let's say, if you're if you want to be in a relationship, you need to know what kind of a relationship you want. If you want somebody that is honest, it's loving, all those. What are your needs? What your Do you want that person to hold your hand? Uh, do you want them to really tell you loving comments in the relationship? So those are the needs that you have, that you want to see that person, twice a week, three times a week, four times. What is that need in the relationship? So it's the foundation to, and then are you the one who take care of yourself and get your needs met by yourself first? Are you honest with yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Do you abandon yourself if there is something that you need, and do you give uh, that feeling, or that self-care to yourself? So it's all starts with that foundation of the self-care and self-love.
I love what Toby also shared. She says self love is also love in every experience you have had and taking the learning from it. I totally agree
Yes.
because you know what? We tend to judge ourselves, we tend to criticize ourselves. Like, and the idea is we have to start treating ourselves as we would treat our friends or the people that we really care, because we are not gonna criticize them, especially if they are going through something, right? And if they are making mistakes, we are not there to tell, oh, see, I told you, didn't I tell you that, right? So it's all about just learning how to accept yourself in the first place, how to accept and just like be yourself in the moment, and give yourself compassion, give yourself love, give yourself understanding, because this is something very, very powerful. And
Yes.
so Toby says, I'm seeing
Absolutely.
nobody until after the eclipse. Easy building out of self love. Oh, Toby, I love you so much. Totally, totally. This is so perfectly said. But self love starts like from really appreciating who we are. With all our flaws, we are still flawsome, because there is
Exactly.
not a single person on the planet who is perfect. But it's funny,
Nobody.
like it's funny, especially like in the younger years. I recall myself, like you always have that person that you are in love. You have like this portrait of that person, that that person is perfect. And no matter what they do, right, you always kind of value them and still loving them no matter what. Point is, it's great when we know who we are, then we stop really, putting excuses to other people for who they are, right? Especially if they are crossing the boundaries and if they are not treating us the way they supposed to. Because that also shows the self-love. Because self-love is acceptance, understanding yourself, compassion, experience the compassion, but at the same token, it's not allowing others to cross the boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yes,
Exactly. Yes.
and express ourselves to the fullest, right? Not trying to always kind of, allow other people to treat us the way they want to in our own, for our own, what you call it, when they step on our pride or they, really doing something wrong, right? And we just don't want to hurt them because we want them to stay with us, which is not
Exactly.
right,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But
Communicate lovingly. uh, I mean, there is a way to communicate, and there is a way to communicate lovingly in a way that the other person would hear you. Because if you, it comes from that anger or sadness or whatever negative emotions, then you get into that interaction that is not it's not correct. So get to that space of loving yourself and being able to talk from your heart, to communicate from your heart. And don't even because this is your journey. You cannot change another person unless they want to change themselves. So if you know what you want and what your needs are, that's the best way of communicating, and see how, where the other person will show up in that space of your needs. And
totally. And I love what Toby says. She says we create
was
our flaws by believing they exist. True, true. And I accept every flaw that I have, and I'm just so proud of it. Totally. And you know what? The other thing that comes in that conversation, also very important for self love, allow that person to walk away from our life if that person still keep crossing the boundaries, still keep treating us not properly, right?
yeah,
Allow them to walk from our life. It's also self love because it's just impossible to be patient all the time and allowing the other person to act the way they act, because you can say once, you can say twice, on the third time you just, like kind of, throw throw away his things and, give that person a good kick in the ass and just, like allow them to leave without saying goodbye. So it's also self-love, because self-love also stems from self-respect, not allowing others to take advantage of us.
yeah, exactly. If you don't love yourself and you don't know your needs, how are you going to communicate that and set those boundaries? And if you don't, then of course some people can walk all over and you're going to lose yourself in that interaction.
Yes, absolutely. So it's very important to know like everything. And obviously, that self love never ends, right? So we always working on it. We always improving it because there is always something to work on, right? We always could love ourselves better at the same way as we always could be a better version of ourselves. So as long as we are breathing, we constantly working, we are doing something, we are improving, we are changing, and that's the beauty of living the life to the fullest.
Yeah, you said it correctly. Exactly. Very true.
Do you have any tools that you can share for self love?
Yes, one thing that I exercise that I give my clients that I learned some many years ago is when you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror when you're going to wash your face or brush your teeth, look into your eyes and tell yourself that I love you. You're going to have a great day. You're so beautiful. I mean, just those words, the heartwarming words to yourself. A lot of people sometimes cannot say that. It takes them a while because there's shame, anger, and a lot of emotions from the past that comes up when they look at their own eyes in the mirror. But it's you can resolve that. I mean, I had a client who we had to go through that 4 or 5 weeks to get to a place that he could look into his eyes and slowly say, okay, I love you, I accept you. So it takes time, but there is a way to do it, and you can be in that space of loving yourself if you really work hard and get to that space for sure.
Yes, for me, I also do the mirror exercise. But another thing that I also do, if I do something that I'm proud of, I'm just going to say, oh my God, look what I've just done. I'm such a good girl. I'm so smart. Look at me, right? So it's something that we can actually, start doing on a regular basis until it becomes on the automation. Like giving ourselves praise as we would praise somebody else. And I'm telling you, like the compliments that we give ourselves are the most powerful ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Have to be in the space of loving yourself and giving yourself compliment and always the positive. If it goes to that negative space, be conscious of it and accepting yourself. I'm too fat, or I'm too this or that. That those are negative things. I mean, anybody can be the way that they are. Is they're beautiful. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes, the beauty is different for everybody, but I love what you shared, and it all starts from ourselves. And always start your day with praising yourself, looking in the mirror and saying how beautiful you are, how amazing you are. And just remember, we are all the creations. We are very unique. We are unique as our thumbprints. There is
Yeah.
not another you. So just always embrace that and remember about it and keep continue loving yourself. And if anybody didn't do something like that before, I encourage you start doing. You could just write, like a love letter to yourself as well and express everything why you love yourself, right? And just put as many compliments as you want to. And even if somebody doesn't feel, that this is right, even there are some qualities that you still don't have. Let me
That's
tell you,
okay.
right? Once you start writing them, you're gonna acquire them. They're just gonna come to you. They're gonna stick to you, right?
Yes,
And just
yes, yes.
you could just create like your own journal and put some quotes about self-love, put some drawings, something, just be creative and have that beautiful time with yourself on a daily basis. This is so
But
so good.
yeah, so it reminded me when I journal in the morning. I think I learned it from Wayne Dyer many years ago. My first sentence is "I am love."
Mm,
Every morning. So when you start from that, and even if it's there's you have some emotions from the past or the next a day before, but as soon as I put I am love, it's just I smile, and I have been doing that for years, and that's my first sentence every morning. And it's beautiful how you embrace yourself, you love yourself, and open your heart and bring that loving partner to your life.
absolutely. So the message for today is keep loving yourself. If you're already doing it, love yourself even more. If you didn't start, we invite you to start and just fall in love with yourself, because when you do that, you'll see how everybody around you start loving you for you.
Exactly, exactly. The energy kind of goes out from you, and they people around you will feel it as well, and they will see.
And yes, and Toby, we love you too. Thanks so much for joining, for bringing your wonderful energy. We missed you, and we'll see everybody on a different episode. Have a beautiful day. Keep
Bye,
loving
bye,
yourself.
Toby. Thank you for
Bye. Bye,
joining.
Toby.
Bye.